What if I told you that Genghis Khan could make cities fall without firing a single arrow?
That his greatest victories were not won by swords, but by fear planted deep in the minds of his enemies?
He understood that fear was a weapon sharper than any blade. Whispers of his cruelty would arrive long before his army did. By the time his banners appeared, hearts were already broken. He mastered the art of letting fear do the fighting.
His enemies imagined horrors greater than he could ever create.
And that imagination was his greatest ally. In war, terror travels faster than the fastest rider. And when he arrived, the battle was already won.
He used the land as a weapon, making every path a trap.
Every movement was planned, long before the first arrow flew. He turned speed into an unstoppable force. The map was not just for travel. It was for conquest.
Patience was as deadly as any weapon in his arsenal.
He let fear march ahead of his army.
By the time his enemies saw him, they had already surrendered in spirit.
Fear made men run before the first arrow left the bow. And in that space between rumor and reality, he ruled. This was the true power of Genghis Khan.
Even the harshest winters could not slow the Mongol tide.
He rode with the sunrise at his back, and fear ahead of him. When he moved, the world seemed to move with him. Every weapon told a story, and every story began with him. One man, one vision, 1,000 shadows. His plans changed like the wind, but always blew toward victory. Loyalty was not asked for. It was commanded. He was the storm that no wall could stop. And with one command, history shifted forever. This was not conquest. This was destiny. No river could divide the will of his people.
Calm was not weakness. It was the silence before the charge.
When his army moved, it was as if the earth itself shifted. Cold was only a test, and he never failed.
From nothing, he built a nation that feared no enemy.
Discipline was the weapon no army could match.
Every battle began with a single decision: to win. He rode into fire, as if it were open grassland.
His shadow still rides with the wind.
Even the night could not hide his path. Every conquest was drawn first in the mind. The land itself became his ally.
Memories were not to be forgotten. They were to be avenged.
The next generation was forged in discipline.
To follow him was to follow destiny itself. When he rode, fear had no time to take root. He stood taller than the storms themselves.
The camp slept, but his mind never did.
And so his legend rode beyond the horizon.